to have the members of parliament, you've got to have the staff of parliament and all the other support logistics for parliament to sit for a couple of days. And so members and staff will be moving and spending about a week, because the sittings will be 2 to 3 days. So they go prior and then return after. So expenses to do the transporting all these members of parliament and the staff, and then per diem, because members and staff have got to find accommodation and so on and so forth, and all the other logistical elements, because different activities will be happening. And that explains the about 5 billion shillings to be spent on each sitting. We are asking, is this justifiable that you get to spend such an amount of money to have a sitting of parliament? Because what do the people really want? If it is Gulu, if it is Mbale, if it is Mbarara, if it is Luwero, for example, what do those people really want? Do they want parliament to just go and sit in a particular place? That now we are sitting in Gulu or we are sitting in Mbale, and then we leave thereafter. What the people want is wherever we get to sit, especially here, which is designated for us to sit, and you won't have any extra expenses incurred because we are already paid and all the logistics are here, that you sit and deliberate on matters that are of concern to the people, so that ultimately they get to have services. That's what the people want. So it does not make so much sense to say you're going to transport the entire parliament and have a sitting there, and then spend a lot of money, which money could do several things. In Gulu, for example, which is the first place for the regional sittings, I'm sure if you were to ask the ordinary person in Gulu that this 5 billion shillings, which is going to bring MPs and staff, what would you want it to do? Maybe they will be more interested in medicine in Gulu Regional Referral Hospital. They might be more interested in infrastructure being worked on. The same situation for Mbarara, for Mbale, and so on and so forth. A person and a few local leaders, they will be in the gallery, and they are not even participating in the proceedings of the sitting of parliament, because it will be a sitting of parliament. So then what's the real rationale of saying you want us to go and meet in a particular region? Meet here in parliament and take care of the concerns of the people. And that's why we abandoned. That number one, all of these things are happening secretively. We don't know. The commission is not sitting to discuss these matters. So even I, who leads one side of parliament, I do not have any idea what's happening. It clearly shows you that there's a lot more than meets the eye. And when you hear the figures that are going to be spent, it could even be a lot higher than this. And that's why, as you hear some sections of the public saying, maybe this is another ploy to account for money that is being stolen. All of these things the public are speaking. And so we are saying our participation is difficult to justify. We have committees of parliament, and these committees go out and work on behalf of parliament. Why don't we empower committees? Many times committees complain they are not able to go out to the field, because that should be the work of committees. And now go to this area, interact with the people, establish the issues and concerns, bring a report to parliament. Here we discuss it all together. Why don't we empower committees? That's what I have always been telling the leadership of parliament, as opposed to doing it this way. We have got many challenges which people will not understand. Medical interns, for example, are protesting because they're not being deployed. Only a small group are being deployed. And the Ministry of Health is saying, the reason we can't deploy all of them is because we don't have resources. Give us more money and we shall deploy all of them. Police officers are complaining and they're saying, we were promised a pay rise. But they're saying we have been duped. We are only getting a very small fraction of that which was promised. Where is the other money that was promised to us? And so on and so forth. Poor service delivery issues, which the general public is concerned about. Will they understand us as Parliament when we are spending 5 billion shillings to go to Gulu, to go to Mbale, to go to Mbarara, and in Central Region? They will not understand because it does not make sense at all. It is wastage. So as Shadow Cabinet, we have elected that it is problematic for we in the opposition to be part of such an arrangement because, number one, we have not been brought on board. We are kept in the dark. Things are being done very quietly. We do not know. And then number two, this expenditure is difficult for us to explain to the public, to even the people we represent, to tell them that, you see now, Parliament, which normally sits here where the chambers are, is going to be transported to another region, to another district, to sit, just to sit. And then we come back. And for that sitting, 5 billion shillings is going to be spent. We cannot explain that to our constituents. It is total wastage. And so we are saying, for this which does not make logical, financial sense, it is a problem. We don't want to be part of issues that have concerned. You see, the general public has been bashing Parliament, and rightly so, because they hear the theft, grand theft that happens in this institution, in different offices, beginning with the top office in this institution. And then you come out and you're doing such a thing, which is not explainable at all. It doesn't make sense. Now look, there might be some people who would be excited now that all members of Parliament have come to meet in Mbarara, in our area, in Mbale, in Gulu, or wherever else. Some people might be excited. But beyond the excitement, then what? Are we not able to sit here and deliberate on issues that are of concern to northern Uganda, to eastern Uganda, to western Uganda, to central Uganda, and then push through to make sure those matters are addressed, as opposed to this issue? So that's why we are making it clear to all and sundry, we don't want to be part of this unexplained process, which we have not been involved in, but also which is a very clear wastage and not justifiable at all. So we thought we should communicate this very critical issue because we understand the first sitting is going to be towards the end of this month. That will be in Gulu, then there will be another in Mbarara, there will be another in Mbale, and then Central Region. And we would like for the people to understand, because some people might say, but you're members of Parliament, why don't you go and sit and deliberate on behalf of the people that you represent? That's what we want to do. That's what we are here to do. But we are saying this is beyond just representation. It is wasted. We already have a place where we sit at no cost because it is here. So this does not make economic sense even to the people out there. So wanted it to be clear to the public so that when they don't see us in Gulu, in Mbarara, in Mbale, it's not because we are just boycotting activities of Parliament. We are saying this is wrong. I've written to the Speaker several times, and I've discussed this even in the public, about commission meetings, for example. We should be discussing these matters. Because if I had sat in a meeting that made this decision, I would say, look, instead of spending 5 billion shillings per city, let's meet here. And then we push for the allocation of money for some of the concerns in these regions. That would have been my view. But I'm not invited for these meetings. And as I have since discovered, I am not the only one not invited to these meetings. The other day we had an engagement and the Prime Minister was also concerned. I was shocked that even her, she's not invited to commission meetings. She said, the Right Honourable Robin Anabanja, that she was last invited for a commission meeting in March of last year. Now, she's been part of the commission longer than myself. While me, I'm saying since January meetings happen, I'm not invited. For her, she said she was last invited in March of last year. What are we hiding? Because the Prime Minister leads one side of Parliament, the leader of the opposition leads one side of Parliament. You're keeping us out of these engagements. What are you hiding? What are you trying to do that you don't want us to know? It's a problem, and I'll not stop talking about these issues, because some people might think, but why do you keep, talking about this issue, lamenting about it? Because it's important. I am a member of the commission, not by anyone's wish. I am there, duty bound, to play a role there as I was delegated to, and so it's important. And I really want to continuously make this clarion call that this institution of Parliament should cease to operate like some informal little structure, like someone's kiosk, because it is not. And that's why we see decisions such as these ones being taken. Now let's go and meet here. We spend this amount of money. Now let's go and do this. Now let's, the other day we saw the speaker donate about 1 billion shillings to Msambia Hospital. That was a good thing. How about Chirudu? How about Gulu Regional Referral Hospital? How about Mbarara Regional Referral Hospital? And so on and so forth. Whenever we are making allocations during the budget process, in our alternative budget, we were saying, look, can we focus more on healthcare? Can we focus more on education? But people were saying, no, let's give money to Robo and all of these unexplainables. So that's the challenge when things begin to be run in a very informal way, and we are saying no to that informality. So we'll not keep quiet, we'll keep speaking, and want the public to come on board, so that this ceases to be just a matter of us as shadow cabinet, as the opposition, because it is your money. This 5 billion shillings that is to be spent for each of these sittings, it is your money. Speak out. And I'm glad of late you have seen young people speaking out. They were protesting the other day peacefully. Speak out, because this is your money. Our duty is to inform you about what's happening, because maybe if we don't inform you, you wouldn't know. And they'll tell you, no, this is just another normal sitting of Parliament. No, you need to know how much is going to be spent on this normal sitting of Parliament, so that you speak out, because this is your money. Let me quickly translate what I have said in Tulwanyisa. All right. Let me say what I've said in Uganda first, then we'll take questions. Yeah. Tulwanyisa wano nga shadow cabinet tera okutuula buli lwakubiri netwogera ku nsonga ez'enjawulo, era olwaleero ezimu ku ze twogeddeko ne tugamba katubayite tuwayemuko namu. Muze muwulira nti Parliament egenda kubeera n'entuula mu bitundu by'eggwanga eby'enjawulo, okutandika ne Northern Uganda eggulu, then Western Uganda Mbarara, East Mbale ne wano mu Buganda. Ensonga eya Parliament okutuukirira abantu nsonga nnungi. Ababaka okubanga tubeera mu bantu baffe ne tubawuliriza, era bwe tumala okubawuliriza ensonga zaabwe ne tuziteesaako ne tukola ekisoboka kyonna okulaba nti ensonga ezo zikolebwako. Naye ensonga eno eya regional seatings ffe tugirabyemu obuzibu bungi. Tugamba okusookera ddala eno idea, ekirowoozo kino kyakkaanyizibwako kitya, meeting baani abaagirimu, kubanga ffe ng'abakulembeze tetubimanyiiko. Tubiwulira eyo nti waliwo zi meeting ezituula bangi, teams ezigenze nga zigenda mu bitundu ebyenjawulo okutegeka, naye ate nga tetubimanyiiko. Bijja bitya? Lwaki ebintu bino bikolebwa mu nkukutu? Ekirala ekyenkizo ku ntuula zino eza Parliament ze baagala zibeere mu bitundu by'eggwanga eby'enjawulo, ze ssente zigenda okusaasaanyibwa ku buli lutuula. Tetutegeddeko nti buli lutuula lugenda kusaasaanyizibwako obuwumbi 5 eza Uganda. Buli lutuula nti kaakati tuli Northern Uganda mu ggulu obuwumbi 5, tunagenda Embalala obulala 5, tunagenda Embaale obulala 5, ne mu Central Region Luweero oba Masaka obulala 5. Kakati nga twebuuza ssente zino really kyamagezi nnyo okuzisaasaanya bwe tutyo, kubanga wano tulina we tutuula. Bannayuganda ki kye baagala? Baagala nti we tunaatuula wonna twogere ku nsonga ezibaluma era tuzikoleko, tumekinge sure nti bafuna obuweereza kye baagala. Baagala ddagala malwaliro gaabwe, baagala amasomero g'abaana baabwe bwe biga gakula, baagala enguudo, baagala buweereza service delivery. Naye kati bw'ogamba nti tugenda kukwata ababaka bonna 529 n'abakozi n'ebirala byonna of ba minisita n'abalala, nti kakati Parliament tugenze tuli Mbalala, tugenze tuli Ggulu, noba transportinga bonna ali Embaale abafunyemu, kubanga tusaasanyiza obuwumbi 5 titugenze Ggulu. Naye bw'obuuza omuntu ali Ggulu ajja kugamba nze kyenjagala ddagala mu Ggulu Regional Referral Hospital. Ow'Embalala ajja kugamba kyekimu, tufite okusaasanya ssente ezo, twagala ssente ezo zigule eddagala mu ddwaliro lyaffe, zikole ku nguudo zaffe n'obuweereza obulala kye baagala. Nate kakati ffe tusazeyo nti kati Parliament tulina gye tujja okutransportinga esizaayo n'abeera mu kitundu katugambe tuli Ggulu. Yes, bayinza okuyita LC5 chairperson, maybe ne bakansala abatonotono bajja kubeera wali mu gallery, tebakkirizibwa na kuteesa mu Parliament. Kakati kye tuba tukoze kyeki tekitegeerekeke, n'okirowoozaako logically tekikola nnyo makulu. Of course waliwo abantu abayinza okusanyuka ne bakyamukiriramuko nti ababaka bonna bazze mu kitundu kyaffe, bazze Ggulu, bazze Embalala, bazze Embaale, bazze wa. Naye nga tuvudde mu kukyamukirira omuntu oyo ekiyuzi kiriwa. Abantu bafunyemu ki exactly? Abaffe tetusobola kutuula wano mu setteeserezo yaffe wano mu plenary chambers ne tuteesa ku nsonga ezikwata ku bali Ggulu, ku bali Embaale, ku bali Embalala, ku bali Luweero, Masaka wa. Parliament yonna erina kugendayo erekeka okutandikira ddala mu ofiisi ey'oku Ntikko mu kizimbe kino. Era muze balaba abavubuka nga beekalakaasa mu mirembe. Kaakati bwe beekalakaasa kwekyo n'osalawo nti mwe bimugamba tebirina makulu, katubalage nti tujja zoononera ddala buwumbi 5 buli lutuula gye tugenda okutuula. Ne bakifunamu ki? Tulina committees eza Parliament. Committees zino zitera n'okwemulugunya ensangi zino, teziyambiddwa ki kwempoweringa abasawo abaakamala okusoma baagala ogenda okukola internship, babadde beekalakaasa mirembe. Minisitule y'ebyobulamu egamba ffe tetulina buzibu naye ssente tezimala ezaatuweebwa. Kati oyo intaani onoomunnyonnyola otya nti tewali ssente ng'oli mukozesa obuwumbi 5 okugenda n'otuula mu region emu, n'okozesa obuwumbi bulala 5 okugenda awalala obulala 5, omunnyonnyola otya n'akitegeera? Abasirikale bali mu kwemulugunya, baasuubizibwa ssente okwongezebwako. ne bagamba babafera kye babasuubiza si kye bafunye era ne bwe bakubira bannamawulire kuba naffe batukubira amasimu tinaye baneze batusuubiza nga si ze tufunye kati omusirikale oyo n'omunnyonnyola otya nti tewali ssente oba omusomesa on'omunnyonnyola otya nti tewali ssente ng'ate balaba tuli mu kuzikozesa mu kuzoonona mu ngeri etategeerekeka ye abaffe abantu abalaba obubbi obugenda mu maaso obannyonnyola otya nti kino tekiri bukozesebwa oba oliawo okubbiramu ssente kubanga byonna bikolebwa mu nkukutu ffe ng'abakulembeze tebatuinvolvinze tetumanyi kikigenda mu maaso meeting zituleyo mu nkukutu komitiizi weeziri era abantu baze bagenda mu bitundu bino ebyenjawulo okutegeka naki naye kati ffe nga tetumanyiiko nze nkyogerako nti commission meetings ezirina okuteesa ku bintu bino n'okubiyisa kubanga birina ssente ezeetaagibwa tetumanyi ddi wezituula juzi twali mu meeting emu wekitiibwa Nabbanja prime minister naye neemulugunya n'agamba nze nasemba okuyitibwa mu commission meeting March omwaka oguwedde neneewuunya kubanga abamuze bwe mbyogerako bagamba Ssenyonyi lwaba oyogera nnyo naye munaye Nabbanja lwakubanga yatya okwogera ennyo natugamba mu meeting yali ennene nnyo kinange mu commission meetings tebampita simanyi lwaki kati kikulaga nti waliwo bannaffe abamu naddala omukulembeze waffe wano ku Parliament alina byakweka lwaki weeyisa bwotyo mu nkukutu oba tolina kyokweka lwaki tutuyita mu meeting ffenna abalina okuzibeeramu bwe ba commission meeting twogere ku nsonga ze kubanga singa nali mu meeting eyo eyayisa kino naligambye nti abaayi nedda kino abantu tebajja kitegeera tugenda kusaasaanya obuwumbi 5 ku buli region gye tugendamu tutule wano we tulina senteeserezo yaffe tuteese ku nsonga ezirimu abantu baffe sente zino tuzikyanulinge zigende zibayambe ku ebyo ebintu ebyo bye beetaaga mu buweereza naye of course tebatuyita kati omuntu alowooza nti bino babikola mu nkukutu either babbiremu ssente oba ki toyinza kumunenya kubanga oba okikola mu butuufu bwakyo lwaki okikola mu nkukutu lwaki okitukweka ffe abakulembeze nga tetumanyi bintu bino so ffe nga Shadow Cabinet tugamba agala amasomero agakola ku lw'abaana baabwe baagala buweereza service delivery so nga tugamba tetuyinza kwetaba mu kintu kyetusasobola kunnyonnyola bantu tebajja kitegeera kubanga naffe tetukitegeera twalyagadde ebintu ebikolebwa sokerera bireme kubeera mu nkukutu bibeere birambulukufu naffe tuwe endowooza yaffe nga tugamba nti nedda kino kiba kikyamu tutule wano tuteese ku nsonga ezirimu bannayuganda bonna mwebale nnyo.
But there are some issues which you want to clarify for us to appreciate this cause. First of all, when you cabinet the Parliament spends close to 3 billion a day, when you divide the budget to the number of the days in the year, close to 3 billion. So yesterday I heard that the sittings have been increased from 2 to 3. We start on 28 up to Saturday. Meaning that is roughly almost the same money, it's 5 billion, and that is the money. The money the Parliament spends on the day. 5 billion divided by 3. That's the money that Parliament spends on the day. If you make that calculation, you realize that it is more than 7. But the other issue which I wanted to clarify, how are you going to account for the money you're going to receive as per year? Because I know even the member of parliament is going to receive the money. Prior, going there, where are you going to take this money? How are you going to spend it? Are you going to take it to fund it? Which scale do you use to determine what is evil and what is right? Because Parliament spends close to 6 billion every year in sports, and the opposition has never shared. Some people even pick that money and they don't go for sports. I've seen it. Members here, members of Parliament pick the money, they don't go, they go there, spend 1 day, they come back to last house. And money is lost. And opposition has been participating actively in this activity. So, which scale do you use to determine what is evil and what is right? I will read the same. It's boycotted the State of the National Police. Last week you saw you responding the same. Yeah, that is our standard. Because if you shy, if you don't want to listen to say, please don't listen to him. And don't respond to what he's saying. Because if you don't boycott and the next day we see you with files responding to something you didn't hear. Yeah, we are so something last week.
Thank you. Maybe I should be the last one so that other people answer.
Let me wrap it strategy. We have had issues of parliament building. That parliament cannot accommodate all of you. And that thing is not anywhere on the opposition agenda. The building is still there. I don't know, it was supposed to be completed in 2022. 3 years later, stored, nothing is happening there. I hear every day here people knocking. We had an impression that the building is not good. Maybe parliament is because people can't fit there. It can be a reason as to why people are going to Kaunda grounds to sit there. So as parliament, and that's the opposition, which is not so, the chief opposition, like especially the opposition in lead, which is not so popular in that region. You get when you use the scale of the number of MPs where they come from. Why do you lose on this opportunity to engage in the of Northern Uganda? Why do you need them for NRA? Because you know how the locals get excited when they see big people around them. Why do you lose that excitement? Because you are creating an impression that in Kampala you are registrating miracles. Because there's no miracle here. Why do you lose that opportunity of excitement? Why don't you tap that excitement?
Okay, another question.
Thank you. Excited, Kajuri. Another one.
Yes.
I said that he was not invited in the meetings of preparation for Burundi session. So how did he determine the amount of money for 5 billion that we are talking about?
Okay, another question. I think one more. Yes.
Mine is a simple one related to his. Look, are you kind of jealous that the decisions were made without your involvement?
Okay.
Just for you to clear this.
Let's be orderly.
Yes, they say those sittings happen and then they make those decisions without your presence. But there's some allegations that say that however much you don't attend, but they give you allowances for those meetings. So is it true or is it a lie?
Any questions in Uganda, please?
muboyikotinze nga nuku oba nga opposition yenna kubanga tulaba abamu ku babaka abawuludde oluvuganya nga FDC n'abanadp bo beesunze dda mugikoze nga nuku oba
entuula zino ababaka tebagenda kusula mu tenti, bagenda kusula mu hotels, kitegeeza business community mu kitundu ekyo ebegenda kufuna nammwe kennyini kibayambako okumanya enguudo eziri mu bitundu ebyo, ebyobulamu, ebyenjigiriza n'okulondera obulimba bwa gavumenti obaolyawo naye kati munabitegeera kutya nga musigalite.
Thank you very much.
Let's keep order.
Ekibuuzo kyange kiri ku kusalawo okugenda okukolebwa Parliament, entuula ezigenda otuula mu bifo ebyo. zigenda kuba generalized nti parliament esazeewo mugenda kikola muti okwejjako okuga nti ffe tetwaliyo because kugenda kuba kusalawo kuli geno nga parliament ebirungi oba ebibi mugenda byejjako mutya neyanziza.
One final question, Lisa.
Zamanya nzeyisa kigongo tugwana kyakutafaawo ne radio black. Look, nga aba NUP tubalaba nti okusinza ku numbers nga muganda we yakyogera temuli yeno entuula esali okwebuuza kwe mukoze poliisi ebategesezza temusobola kukozesa opportunity eno okutuusaayo obubaka wammwe eri abantu beeno.
Kibonero ekyogenda owaba ababaka abalivuganya abagenda okubeerayo kubeera bagenda kubeerayo.
Okay. Okay. And the Kenya maybe I'll first respond in English and I can translate. The money we spend daily seems to be the same as that which will be spent on regional seatings. The difference here is, Mr. Kajubi, is that the money for the regional seatings will be in addition to what we already spend, because we are paid on a monthly basis for the work that we do. But you see, to go to Gulu, to go to Mbarara, there will be extra payment. Per diem, there will be transport and all those logistics, yeah? So that 5 billion is different from that other money which you're quoting. That's why we are opposed to it. We are saying this extra is not necessary. We are already paid to sit here in plenary and deliberate. Let's sit here and deliberate so that people's matters are addressed. So it's not like it's going to be transferred from this budget and, transposed onto the other. It is an extra, and we are saying this extra is not justifiable. I hope that point is clear. Shall we refund the money for per diem when it is sent? You see, Parliament is at least supposed to be very organized. We have an accountability office in this institution. So whether it be a trip inland or out of the country, the money gets to your account. When you do not make it for that trip, because you see, when Parliament moves, or in this case, or a committee, you're supposed to hand in a register of attendance, who attended. If it is an abroad trip, you're meant to hand in boarding passes. But if it is an inland one, there will be an attendance list of the members who attended. So what happens is, that list is given to the accountability office by the technical people. And whoever is not on that list, at the next month's salary, that money is deducted. That's how it's supposed to operate automatically. Yeah, so that one is not a worry at all. If that money is sent to our accounts, we shall not attend. So we shall not be on the attendance list. The Accountability Office of Parliament, which is an office in this building, is supposed to automatically deduct that money from our next month's salary. Automatically. So that should not be a problem at all. Of course, yes, sometimes they can delay, and then member can say, now that they have delayed, let me withdraw and take it back. Yeah? But ideally, that is not even supposed to arise. It is supposed to be an automatic deduction. So that is not a problem at all. Other issues on which money is spent, what scale do we use to determine which is bad? Like I'm saying, some things logically, you think about them and it does not make any logical sense. Because we already have a plenary where we meet. We have committees that should be going out to meet the people. Let me also respond to the question of who are saying, why do you fear to meet the people? But we are always with our people. What do you mean? We always go and meet them. And by the way, in this case, we're not even going to meet the people. Because the 529 MPs will be whichever part of the region, whether in a hotel or in a playfield, but within a tent. It will not be accessed by the area locals. It's not going to be a rally. So no one should lie to you that we are going to meet the people. It is the house. It will be chambers, the way it operates. So strangers are not allowed in chambers. So the speaker makes a proclamation and says, this place is now Parliament of Uganda. So any non-member is a stranger, they are not allowed there. So it is even not true that we are going out there to meet with the people as if it's a rally or some kind of consultative thing. No, that's what committees of Parliament do. And we are saying let's empower committees to do that job. You also asked responding to SONA yet. We didn't attend. Yeah, but you see, we made very clear what we are going to stay away from. That doesn't mean that we don't produce an alternative State of the Nation address. In fact, what I presented the other day was not just a response to Mr. Museveni's speech. No, we were saying that this is the true state of our nation. This is the true state of our economy. This is the true state of issues of service delivery, corruption, healthcare, infrastructure, and so on. So it's important. No one can take that away from me just because I did not attend the other sitting. No. We need to tell Ugandans the true state, and that's what we did in our own. It's actually an alternative State of the Nation address. And if you listened, I was not just responding, even though I got a copy of the booklet of his speech, I wasn't just responding to the issues he raised, because there are many other critical issues he didn't talk about. Me, I raised them because, as far as we are concerned, they are part of our state as a nation. So I hope that responds to that. The new building. I have raised this matter severally, and maybe this is an opportunity to raise it again as a red flag. That new parliament building was supposed to be completed. The first time was 2019. They pushed the date 2 years. They keep pushing it ahead. Now, in the meantime, Parliament spends billions of shillings to rent Kingdom, Development House, Queen's Chambers, billions every year to rent. And yet, the building of Parliament should have been completed. Would you blame anyone who imagines that maybe the owners of some of these structures, they are in cahoots with some decision makers to make sure the new building of Parliament does not get completed? Because once that new building gets completed, those people are not in business. We will not be paying the billions we pay to Kingdom every year, or to Queen's Chambers, because it is billions every year. So your case is as good as mine. Perhaps why that new Parliament building has delayed. Because once it is completed, somebody is out of business in terms of billions of shillings. So it is obvious. And like I keep saying, no wonder where these decisions are to be taken, some of us are kept out because they know our stand on some of these things. I don't see why we should be spending billions upon billions of shillings every year to rent, and yet the new chambers of parliament, the new building of parliament should have been completed. So it cannot be an excuse of there is no money to finish that building, but you have billions that you're using to rent on an annual basis. How did we determine the 5 billion shillings? I may not attend commission meetings, but I sit in this building called Parliament. So we do get information. But also, if my figure is not accurate, then let the Speaker, which has the Parliamentary Commission, come out and tell the nation the true figure, just in case the one I've shared is not the correct one. I think I've thrown the challenge at them because from my sources, this is the figure that I have gotten because I'm not invited to these meetings, but I have sources that give me information. So the sources have given me this figure of 5 billion shillings. But if the Speaker or anyone wants to say that my figure is not accurate, then let them tell us the accurate figure with the records and documents so that it becomes clear. Somebody asked, am I jealous that decisions are made without me? I don't have to be jealous. I'm the leader of the opposition. I am a member of the Parliamentary Commission. So it's not a question of, I also want to attend that meeting. No, I am a legal member of that commission. So I'm not just dying to attend the meeting or that kind of thing. No, I am a member of the commission and I'm supposed to sit in that commission where these decisions are taken. Because problematic decisions are taken. And the people out there are saying, but what kind of decisions are these? So I am demanding by right, as a member of this commission. Do you get allowances for commission meetings? I get a responsibility allowance as leader of the opposition for those tasks. Anything else that happens in the commission, I don't know. Because I don't attend those meetings. So I don't even know if there is a meeting allowance. That now you have attended this meeting, sign here for this allowance. I don't even know because I've not attended one single commission meeting. Is the boycott as NUP or the entire opposition? The shadow cabinet where this resolution was passed is comprised of all opposition parties. They are all represented. Of course, whenever such decisions are taken, even when we said will not be at the State of the Nation address or budget speech, there will be a few people who will say, for me, I will still go. That's okay. Those ones will always be there. But good enough, we have explained to the people where we are staying away. So if your MP attends, maybe ask them to help you understand how that 5 billion shillings has benefited you. I hope they will be able to explain that. Some may benefit in that area. You see, when you say some may benefit, yes. For example, if it is a hotel going to be hired, the owner of the hotel is going to benefit. Has the entire region benefited? I mean, such a statement is similar to the one that was made in Luengo. That you see, it is okay for you to steal as long as you share with your voters. That's what the Speaker of Parliament said. In other words, she was saying stealing is not very bad because it benefits a few people. Yes, of course it benefits a few people. Benefits you who have stolen and the few that you share with. Does that make it good? Because when you steal, you're going to share with a few people. Your guess is as good as mine. Mischarge, because somebody was saying legally, you cannot transfer money. If this money was allocated for this activity, it can't be transferred to, for example, medical interns. I don't know what law you're quoting. Because those decisions are made by Parliament. And we are saying Parliament should make those decisions. Yeah, I mean, when the budget was passed and it was returned, it is the same Parliament that said. So Parliament has got those powers to say that now medical interns have got to be deployed. And there can be options. Either let's pass a supplementary budget for that to be taken care of, or we can go through a process to reallocate money from A to B, because those powers we have as Parliament. So what we are talking about is not strange. But you see now, if this money is not spent, you'll be breaking the law. We are the ones who make those decisions. How do you disown decisions that will be taken in these different regional settings? Well, many decisions are taken even when we are present here, and we still disagree with them because of the manner in which they are taken when we are present. And we say, Madam Speaker, here you have not followed the law. What you've done is wrong. And some decisions have actually ended up in court. Honorable Zake was sanctioned, and he went to court and he won. So, whether we are present or not, if a decision taken is wrong, it remains a wrong decision. Yes, I was asking, can we use these opportunities to meet with the people? Like I said, we always connect with our people, but this particular sitting, it is not a rally that we are going to meet. It's a sitting of Parliament. Strangers will not be allowed in Parliament. So no one should deceive you that we are going out there to meet with all the people in that area, listen to... No, it's a sitting of Parliament. All right? Strangers are not allowed in Parliament. There might be a few invited to be in the gallery, but even those in the gallery, they don't submit in a sitting of Parliament. You people cover Parliament, you know how we operate here. So the only difference is that we shall be in a different place, but it will still be a sitting of Parliament. What will you do to those who attend? Again, like I've said, we are handing them over to their people, those who will choose. Hopefully you will explain to your people that these 5 billion shillings that has been spent in each of these different regions, it benefits them. They will have that task. Because me, I cannot, the people of Nakara West will not understand it. No, they will not. Accountability Office. Office eyo yatekebwawo okulungama ensonga zino nti omubaka wa staff member baba atambudde wabweru wa ggwanga oba mu ggwanga alina okuwa accountability eyo. Bw'oba otambudde wabweru wa ggwanga oleeta boarding passes nti bw'oba omaze